Watch out, DoorDash drivers. One of our biggest issues we have with DoorDash might just be coming to an end. DoorDash is finally doing something about oversaturation. What? Could this be the end of it? And you could see orders again and start making money again? Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I just said a lot in just a couple of sentences, and you might be thinking, I'll believe it when I see it, and believe me, I don't blame you because I feel the same way. But DoorDash was in the news once again, and it was mainstream Newsweek, which is a big deal. They outlined completely as a company what they are going to do to address the illegal accounts, the fraudulent activity, and ultimately shut them down. Wow, right? But in DoorDash fashion, I'm sure there are some loopholes, and we will all want it done like yesterday because we've been addressing and talking about this for over a year, but it won't be done overnight, unfortunately. Throughout the 6 years I've been on the DoorDash platform and over 15,000 deliveries later, I've never seen it this bad on DoorDash, especially if you're like me and you are observant and you witness every day what is going on in your own market, my market, and also most Dashers' markets. Coming up today, we will go over the details and outline what DoorDash plans to do to combat the fraudulent accounts, what I have personally noticed in my own market over this past week. And stick around because you are going to want to know if this works, what it could mean for you as a Dasher. Before I get into the details of this Newsweek article, I'm going to put the link of the article in the description of this video. If you want to go check it out, it definitely is worth the read. It all started months ago when lawmakers questioned DoorDash and other companies such as DoorDash if their services were being used by illegal accounts that are ultimately, and I quote, gaming the system. In lawmaker terms, that means not paying taxes. Basically, DoorDash has now put safeguards in place to deter fraudulent accounts profiting from the deliveries made on the DoorDash platform. Let me ask you a question before we even go further into this. Is your market oversaturated with tons of drivers? Let me know in the comments. Now, these new protocols they are putting into place include facial recognition in between deliveries, which is new. We all said that they needed to do this more often and to be more effective. Well, hopefully here it comes. Some of us have seen the Social Security number verification. I received mine last week. They also have machine learning technology to better detect signs of inauthentic activity. Interesting. But they are promising real-time ID checks at 150,000 per week. Do you think this is enough per week based off of how many drivers and how many Dashers there actually are on the DoorDash platform? Let me know in the comments. Don't get too excited yet because they are starting this in very specific cities and then plan to roll this out more to more locations by the end of 2025. Seems like a far ways away. That's what I think. Now, as of December 2024, monthly deactivations have more than doubled from what they were doing previously. Okay, I'm going to say this again. Is it enough? To me, based off of how many fraudulent accounts we suspect are on the DoorDash platform, in my opinion, it needs to triple or even quadruple or even something higher. My biggest issue with all of this, maybe it's just me, you cannot tell me DoorDash did not know this was happening on their platform. They are a tech company. They knew. But now, and only now, because lawmakers and customers are complaining, they are now putting pressure on them. And now they decide to do something about it. This could have all been prevented, and it should have been shut down a long time ago. But because they were getting orders delivered, they were making money, and they turned a blind eye to all this. At least that's what I think. That's what I have a problem with. The average driver, like you and me, are paying the consequences in dollars and cents, while fraudulent drivers and DoorDash are making the money. That shouldn't sit well with any driver out there. Now, let's move on to what's happening in my market and possibly your own market. Let me ask you, have you noticed anything different lately? Because I personally have. Now, in the past couple of weeks, I did have to do facial recognition and I had to do social security verification. I don't know how many were conducted in my own market. I'm just going by what I have personally done. But I have noticed, in general, less drivers. I've noticed an increase in peak pay, which there was none before. And I'm actually seeing orders during peak pay. That's a pretty big difference. I've seen less cars in hotspot areas where drivers normally sit. I've seen more large order catering orders, at least 1 to 2 per day, which I haven't seen any, honestly, in probably the past several months to a year. So I'm seeing a difference. Yes. Is it significant? Not yet. It's just what I'm observing. I'm seeing more orders. I'm seeing more quality orders. I'm seeing a better mix of food delivery and other types of delivery, which I haven't seen in a while. But don't get me wrong. I'm still seeing the same drivers. I'm still seeing a lot of drivers. It's just a little less. And let's face it, not every order is fantastic. I'm still getting crap orders. They still do exist. Long mile orders still exist. And if you decline one crap order, which I've been noticing lately, they just keep sending you one after another until you actually take one. Anyone else notice this one lately? Is oversaturation finally coming to an end? I would love to believe we are starting to turn a corner and we are going to see glimpses of hope, but I don't think we are there yet, at least in my opinion, unless you're in some of these cities that they're specifically targeting. I think this upcoming year will really be telling on how the DoorDash app will work and look like if DoorDash themselves don't completely screw it up with ridiculous updates and hurt the average driver just like you and me. What I find interesting is I've been getting a lot of emails lately to sign up for DoorDash, flexible schedule, be your own boss, blah, blah, blah. But why? Are they preempting mass deactivations due to kicking fraudulent accounts off their platform? Have you gotten this email lately? And it's not just one that I got. I got several of them at different times. But by DoorDash flooding markets with new drivers, recruiting for the fraudulent accounts going bye-bye, there is always still a chance of oversaturation. Will it always exist? Yes. But will it be as bad as it is today? That's the question. Well, flooding markets is what DoorDash is really good at because it boils down to getting orders delivered, and they can't do that unless they have drivers and dashers. Vicious cycle. It all circles back to them for over a year, turning a blind eye and now doing and scrambling to do something about it. And everything is full circle. What do you think of all this? What is happening in your market? Are you seeing an improvement or is it still oversaturated? Will these protocols make a difference in this upcoming year? I want to hear your opinions. Leave them in the comment section. I guess we will have to see as we go through this upcoming year. I talked a little while ago about social security verifications that happened in my own market, and it might happen in yours. For more information, check this one out next.